Good evening and welcome now to Joplin, Missouri, and we are live on the radio, also here on Facebook and on YouTube as we are getting set now for a big matchup coming up here today between Poplar, Bluff and Webb City. We will have all of the action coming your way here in just a few moments, so get ready for that. As we continue, we're going to make a couple of adjustments here on our video side, but everything should be good to go. Here from Joplin, several of the other media personnel here, and everybody is kind of having some issues with their internet connection, so I know you see things jumping right now on camera. That's going to get resolved here in a couple of minutes, so don't worry about that. We will get all of that fixed here in a mere matter of moments, and I think right now, Tim, it's good. I think everything is good right now, Tim. No jumping around. It's all good to go now.
Joplin, number 24, Bob's Goose, his second foul. 17.
So it looks like everything has worked itself out. We kind of expected that may be an issue here in the early going, and we do apologize if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube. That thankfully looks like it has resolved itself. So here we go tonight. The Mules now in the semifinals here once again of the 2023 Kaminsky Classic. I did get a chance to talk to head coach Will Durden. We had lunch together earlier on, and he tells me that his team had a good day of bonding pretty much. They spent the whole day just kind of chilling out together at the hotel, and they got a good bonding experience. That's what they did today. We did go and have lunch around 12:30 together. The team looked to be good. They were in good spirits. So we're going to see coming up here today if the Mules are ready for this big matchup here tonight. We're already, as you are aware, we are already running behind here tonight by about, we'll say 15, 20 minutes. We are sitting at the 3:25 mark. It is a 9-point game right now in the other semifinal between Joplin and Francis Howe. The Mules are going to take on one of these teams coming up tomorrow. But tonight, we've got Webb City, and looking at last night's ball game between the Mules and Carl Junction Bulldogs, it was a tale of really three quarters in the first quarter last night. It was a dominating performance by Carl Junction. They were able to get off to a 12-point lead over Poplar Bluff. Mules, during that ball game, they actually led, or I should say Carl Junction rather, they led 20-8 in that quarter, and then from that point forward, the Mules really got things going. Mules outscoring Carl Junction 18-9 in that second quarter, 13-7 in the third quarter, and then 14-9 in the fourth quarter for an overall win of 8 points. 53-45 was the final score. Mules, by the way, they were shooting 36% overall last night. They were 22 out of 61. Also, they were 3 out of 15 from behind the arc and 6 out of 8 when it comes to the free throw line last night. Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate that. It's one of those things where today of all days, I've talked to the AD and everybody's having some issues when it comes to their connectivity, but I think Tim did a great job getting everything fixed, so we will let it stand right where it is. Lee Wallace is tuning in. Glad to have you alongside my good friend, Tim Simpson. He is watching from good old Jacksonville, Florida. Glad to have you alongside, Tim, for this one tonight. The Mules, we are getting started once again very, very late. It is supposed to be a 9 p.m. tip-off. Reminds me of the first game of the year when the Mules were in Marion, Illinois. We got off to a very late start then as well. Mules got a win that night, and let's see if lightning can strike twice. My good friend Jerry Moore tuning in tonight. Let's go Mules. Come out strong. And that's what it's going to come down to, Jerry. I think tonight the biggest key of this game coming up for the Mules, can the Mules get out to a good start and get out to a strong start If the Mules can do that here tonight, I really do like our chances. We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out tonight, as the Mules are looking to get to a significant win tonight. And if they're able to knock off Webb City, that would be a significant win for the Mules. As a matter of fact, at least in my estimation, I think tonight, if the Mules get a win tonight over Webb City, I think honestly tonight is probably going to be our biggest win so far of this season. So we'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out tonight. But the Mules, just by talking to some of the Mules players, they look to be fresh. They look to be ready. Yolanda Clark is tuning in on YouTube, and she says, let's go Mules. Glad to have you alongside. Let us know tonight where you're watching from. If you're tuning in all the way back in Poplar, Bluff, or wherever you might be, like Tim Simpson. I know he is watching from Jacksonville, Florida. I know Lee Wallace, he is tuning in from Evansville, Indiana. It is another late night. John Scott, by the way, he is going to be heading over here in just a moment. He is actually sitting right behind the Joplin bench watching some of these ball games. Charles Red is tuning in, having a big watch party. Glad to have you alongside at Dallas, Texas here tonight. He says, let's go Mules. Absolutely. So let us know where you're watching from. Also, share the video feed for us if you don't mind. We want to make sure that we're able to reach as many people as we can, as tonight the Mules will take on the Webb City Cardinals. We are sitting here at the 2-minute mark in the ball game. It is a 6-point game. Joplin at the free throw line. They are down 49-43. We're going to go to a quick timeout. We're going to continue with our pregame show. It's all being brought to you by our good friends at First Midwest Bank. We'll step away. We'll come right back as we continue right here live. You're watching and listening to Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. All right, so here we go as we get ready for Mules basketball tonight. The Mules taking on Webb City, and I want to go back to our YouTube channel for just a moment. And Ireland Gowan says, let's go Mules. And, of course, the Lady Mules, congratulations to Ireland and the Lady Mules. Got a big win last night over Cape Central. Big SEMO Conference win. Congratulations to our Lady Mules on a good win last night. So tonight the Mules are set to take on Webb City. Webb City coming in 8-2 overall this year. They are averaging about 59 points a ball game defensively, giving up about 57. And you look at some of these statistics here, they get out to a great start here. They have scored so far this year, they have scored 147 points in the first quarter, and that really gets stronger in the third and fourth quarters. Still scoring about 148 points so far total this year in the third quarter, and about 145 there in the fourth quarter as well. By the way, Webb City, as you can hear, man, this PA announcer over here in Joplin, he gets with it for sure. You look at the rebounds here per ball game by Webb City. They are coming in averaging right about 31 rebounds a ball game. Assists-wise, they have got about 11 assists per ball game, but turnovers have been a factor for Webb City. They are turning it over about 12 and a half times per ball game. They are coming in so far. They have won 6 games in a row as Webb City. Their last loss came all the way back on December 10th. Since then, they have beaten teams like Heritage at Springfield Catholic, also Monette, Kirksville, McDonald's County, and Jefferson City last night, and they won their ball game by 4, 66-62. So here's what I want to do real quick for those of you watching us on Facebook and on YouTube. Tim, if you don't mind, I want to make sure that the choppiness has stopped. If you don't mind, to kind of zoom in on maybe some of the action going on the court side. That way we know everything is working before we get started. If we have to make any kind of adjustments, we can do that now with about 52 seconds left until we get ready for the official interview coming up with head coach Will Durden. He is actually standing there near the baseline by the tunnel area, and he is by himself. He always does this before every game. Good job, Tim. It all looks really good, so we'll make no changes. We've got the scoreboard. If you want to put that scoreboard on the screen real quick, want to make sure that it's all centered and it looks good coming up. We'll get that scoreboard on the screen for you. That way you can look. Michelle White, she is watching. Isaiah's Nana tuning in from Dexter. She says, let's go number 1. Last night, there's that scoreboard. Yes, it looks really good tonight. Great job, Tim. I know my son right now, he is watching us on YouTube, and boy, he is a fanatic when it comes to running that scoreboard. And he really wishes that he could be with us here tonight, but is unable to do that because of school, obviously. But we'll do the best we can without him. He did a phenomenal job back in the showdown. He made sure that everything was running the way that it should. Randy Moore says, let's go Mules. He is tuning in all the way from Brosley, Missouri. Yolanda Clark, she is tuning in from Overland Park, Kansas. We have a lot of folks tuning in from all over the area here tonight. About 23 seconds left, and right now, Francis Howe, they are in a good position to move on to the championship game tomorrow afternoon. Joplin right now down by 6 points with about 23 seconds left to go here in this ball game. So once again, make sure and hit that share button for us if you don't mind. We want to make sure that we reach as many people as we can. Also, Grandma Jackie tuning in tonight back on W Highway. She may kill me for saying this, but last night, Tim, I'm not sure if I told you this, but for some reason, I'm not sure if she hit the wrong button or if the radio just stopped working. She was unable to listen to the broadcast last night. She called me this morning, and thankfully she was able to get that broadcast ready to go tonight. I talked to her earlier on, and as of right now, she tells me that everything is good to go. So tonight, looking at the scores last night from Poplar Bluff, let's tell you where the points came from. And the Mules had some really good offense from Marlon Hitman-Roberson. He had 8 points last night. Also, Dallas Williams, he had 2 big three-pointers, 8 points in all. And then Gavin Rivers, what a ball game he had again at 12 points, 9 rebounds. He was 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Also had a couple of assists, 6 points, by the way, from Darius Graham. He had 6 points and 6 rebounds, 8 points, by the way, by Brendan Durden. Also 2 assists, 2 boards. And then Preston Moore had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 points by Isaiah Neville. And that is our scoring. Oh, by the way, Torrance Williams had 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. That is our scoring breakdown from last night. And now we're going to turn it over to the man of the hour, Coach Will Durden. And, Coach, I got to tell you, the other media guys from Webb City told me earlier, asked me, how good is our team? And I said, we're averaging 91 points a ball game, but I don't think they believe me very well. I tried.
Yeah, I wish we was scoring 91 points a game. We just, the first quarter of last game, we couldn't put it in the ocean, and we still found a way to win. So that's just a testament of how tough the kids are, and we just need to keep getting better.
I was talking about that before you got over here. Last night, the Mules got down by 12 points early in the first quarter, but then outscoring at Carl Junction the rest of the ball game, 18-9 second quarter, 13-7 third, 14-9 in the fourth. What adjustments did you guys make after that first quarter? It seemed like from that point forward, our Mules were really firing on all cylinders from that point on.
I think we got more tentative on defense. I think we came out kind of lackadaisical, if that's the word that you want to use, that first start of the game, and then it got to us, and the kids didn't see the ball going in a hole, so they got their head downs, and we can't keep doing that. We can't keep letting our offense dictate our energy level or how tentative we are on defense. So that's something that we're going to have to keep getting better at as a team as the season keeps going. But there's going to become a time when I can't say that anymore. So we need to hurry. We need to hurry.
Well, I've got some interesting news. I was able to give you some stats on Webb City. 4 of their 5 starters, Coach, are averaging double figures. It all starts with Alex Martin. He is averaging 15 points a ball game. And then Baron Duda, he is averaging 14 as well. And then 10.5 by Joe Adams and 10.5 as well by Holton Keith. So my main question is, how do you stop 4 guys that is averaging double figures in one given night?
I mean, you really have to lock in and be engaged on defense. They, they got 4 guys who put it up too. Like they're not just shooting layups. They got a guy that's taking 9 threes a game. So, if you got the green light to shoot the ball from the 3-point line 9 times a game, I mean, you're a pretty good shooter. So we got to be locked in and give a better effort defensively.
Last night, at times, it seems like the Mules were doing a great job taking care of the basketball. Other times, we kind of threw it away, had some unforced turnovers. How big is that going to be tonight, taking on a team, even though it's a neutral site? I think Webb City is maybe just about 15 minutes away from here?
It did look like Webb City has a better crowd than the home team does right now. They travel well, and they've been successful in both basketball, and traditionally they've been really good in football. But man, they're a good team, good tough team. We've watched a lot of film on them, and watched them last night, and just got some guys just to get some stuff done. And that's kind of the team that we're wanting to be. I mean, I know I've said it a lot about these guys, but I really like them. I really like this group, and we have good practices and good effort, and our kids play hard, and the whole game is just, a lot of it's mental, and those are the things we got to get better at.
We had lunch together earlier today about 1 o'clock, and I asked you, who you might start here. You gave me a lineup then. I asked you earlier on. You changed some things up. So tonight, we're going to change a few things up. So what about your starting 5 tonight is making you go with this group against a good team out of Webb City?
Well, the big kid that they have is, I'm pretty sure he's a football kid, and he's a physical kid, and we've been struggling with foul trouble early on, and the lineup that we're going to go with tonight is to try to counteract that.
And then here tonight, obviously, the Mules, I don't want to jinx us by any means, but, man, the last few ball games, we have done a great job at the free throw line. Are we hoping that that's going to continue here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we just need to get the right guys at the line and just concentrate. I mean, we've shot it well the last few games. At the start of the season, I thought, we're going to have to fire the free throw coach and hire a new one, but we've gotten a lot better and the kids are concentrating a lot more at the line.
Speaking of coaches firing and hiring, real quick, my last question. I always ask you what your keys to get this win are going to be, but tonight I want to change that. I want to put your coaching cap on. What will the real boss say? What will Faith say tonight, Coach? What is her keys to victory tonight against a good Webb City team? Because she had some great comments last night during the ball game.
Well, she would keep it simple and just say, get off to a better start. So, and by the way, I'm the free throw coach, so I'm trying to keep my job. We're shooting a lot better than what we did at the beginning of the year.
Yes, we are. Absolutely, Coach. Thank you again for the opportunity. Go get them. Best of luck to you, and bring home win number 7 tonight. What do you say? You betcha. Coach Will Durden joining us live here on the program. We'll talk to them after the game today. Hopefully, we are talking about another Mules win. And I was talking to Coach Durden before we got started on the pregame, and I was talking about what did his wife say last night about the ball game. And Faith, I got to tell you, he told me everything. He told me all the information that you had for him as far as tips on how to get better. And he really appreciates literally everything you had to say. So keep those comments coming in. I know you're watching back in Poplar, Bluff here tonight. Mules are going to have to get out to a decent start if they're going to compete with Webb City. Webb City once again coming in 8-2. Now, traditionally, this is a powerhouse in football. They have been really good in basketball the last several years. If you talk to their head coach, Coach Horn, he will tell you that he believes, in his estimation, that his team is having a little bit of a down season so far. But I will reiterate, they are 8-2 for a reason. They are a really good basketball team. Going to be a great night here live in Joplin. It is the 2023 Kaminsky Classic. Semifinals are up for grabs. Brent Worley is tuning in from Kearney, Nebraska. Glad to have you alongside Brent tonight. Shamika Pounds also tuning in. She says, go Torrance and Dallas. Of course, that is the mother of Dominique Hardiman, one of our assistant coaches. Of course, Dom, he was a phenomenal player at Poplar Bluff, a great basketball player at Three Rivers as well. We are so glad, Miss Shamika, to have Dominique Hardiman right here, part of our coaching staff. He does a phenomenal job. Although I did make a comment to him during the showdown that was hilarious, and he got those deer in the headlights look when I made a comment at the banquet about Dom telling us that we were going to beat Blytheville in the championship game, and he said, I absolutely never said that, but it was all fun and games. Coming up next, we've got the starting 5. It is the Mules. It is the Cardinals of Webb City. We will have who we believe are going to be the starting 5 when we come back. You're watching and listening to Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. All right, so we are back now with our starting lineups here this evening. I almost said this afternoon. It's been a very long day here in Joplin, Missouri. We are not typically playing it this late at night, and typically I'm usually in bed way before, at least on 9 ball game nights, I'm in bed way before this time of night. So tonight, let's look at the home team on the scoreboard. They are the Webb City Cardinals. They are wearing their home white jerseys with the red trim, the red numbering. They're being coached by Jason Horn. He is in his 17th season as the head basketball coach, or I should say coaching altogether, 7th season as the head coach right here at Webb City. He's got a record of 106-66 in 7 seasons. He has also led his team to a district title game each year, by the way, capturing 3 district championships and 1 quarterfinal appearance as well. Offensively, coming in the ball game, this team is averaging 59 points, giving up 57 points. And let's take a look now at the starting 5. And here is who we believe are going to be that starting 5. We believe it'll be a 6-foot senior guard at number 3, Joe Adams, also a 6-foot sophomore guard. Number 10, Eli Pace, a 6-foot sophomore guard at number 22, Holton Keith. Also a 6'3 junior guard at number 25, Baron Duda, and a 6'5 senior forward at number 31, Alex Martin. That's who we believe are going to be the starting 5 for the Webb City Cardinals. Now looking over at the Poplar Bluff Mules, let's talk about who we believe are going to be the starting 5. The Mules, by the way, they are coming in with a record this season of 6-4. They are wearing their maroon jerseys with the white trim and the white numbering. They're being coached by Will Durden in his 11th season with a record of 162-106. And tonight, coming up in this ball game, by the way, the other assistant coaches here tonight are Aaron Duncan and Dominique Hardiman. Dave McCormack, he was actually with our freshman team today. They played against Arcadia Valley, got a win there. So congratulations to our freshman team. Here's who we believe are going to be the starting 5 tonight. We believe a 6'1 junior guard at number 1, Isaiah Neville. A 6'4 senior guard at number 3, Gavin Rivers. Also a 6'5 junior forward at number 10, Torrance Williams. Also getting a start here this evening, we believe it'll be a 6-foot sophomore guard, number 30, Brendan Durden. And a 6'6 senior forward, number 33, Jack Scott. That's who we believe are going to be our starting 5 for the Mules, as well as the Cardinals out of Webb City here tonight. And we'll see how this all shakes out when we begin live action here in about 5 minutes coming up. It'll be the Mules and it'll be the Cardinals. And, of course, now we're going to turn things over to the second member of the broadcast team. By the way, Miss Donna Field Woods says, let's go Mules. She is watching all the way from Poplar Bluff. John Scott is with me, and this guy beside me, man, he is a real trooper. On the air last night with us to bring you Mules basketball. Drove all the way back to Poplar Bluff last night. Got home around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Went to work, got his job done, his full-time gig done, and then came all the way back to Joplin just in time to see his boy play basketball here tonight. Oh, by the way, your daughter, good luck to her coming up. She'll be in Springfield coming up tomorrow with a big swim meet, and I believe that begins at about 1 p.m.
I think that's right, Frankie. Big meets. Pleasure to be here. You know, what can I say, Frankie? I love the sound of the steel belts humming on the asphalt, as Steve Earle might say. Not a bad trip, actually, and it looks like we have yet again the cream of the crop in our fans here tonight. Keith and Lisa Porter over there representing well Poplar Bluff. We see Coach Keith and his mother, who made a trip up, wearing her maroon tonight. So, yeah, Frankie, it's been a pleasure. I actually got in a little bit early today, watched a few of the other games. I've learned again that we have good coaches after watching some of these other coaches and some of their antics. It's kind of funny to see. So, hope the Mules can rally tonight. Hope we can come out a little faster than we did last night. They've been up here all day long, man. It's been a long day. Here we are on the western frontier at what seems like midnight for some basketball. But so far, so good. They look like they're warming up nicely, and I'm anxious to see our kids come out and sort of hopefully build on last night, kind of flush that game and start fresh tonight.
Well, I've got some entertaining news for you. First off, I know that we've got some folks on social media on YouTube right now saying, let's go Mules. We need a big game by Torrance Williams. I agree with that. Also, good luck to Dallas Williams. We need that spark to go deep again. By the way, they're talking about the 2 threes last night that Dallas had. And just so you know, I don't want to play favorites here, but I will say my boy Chance, he is chiming in on YouTube. He should go to bed right now, but he's on YouTube.
It's a weekend,
he says
Frankie.
He's not learned about social media because he gave up where we live now. He says, we live in Brosley. I'm watching from Brosley. And he says that next week, John, you're fired. He's going to be there in Poplar Bluff to run that scoreboard. He does not like the way we are running it. He's got to be here doing it himself.
I feel like we had a little better luck when he was running the scoreboard. No question about that, Frankie. And, yes, I agree.
Let's not feed his ego too much here tonight.
He's going to hold out for more cookies. But I agree. I like seeing Dallas improve. He's improved exponentially, at least with his confidence as the games have gone on. So, yeah, he could have a real breakout game.
The only thing is, I got to say, and I don't want to be Mr. Negativity because I don't want to take away anything from the young lad. You know what I'm fixing to say. 8 points last night. One of those three-pointers was not a true three. I mean, he was over the line. It did help us.
Yeah,
and you agree. You saw
I agree. Yeah, his foot was about a foot over the line. But the thing about a kid like that, he's so tall.
I know.
The ref can't really watch him and see his foot at the same time. So we'll take a good call. Every now and then they get it wrong.
Every now and then I was going to say every now and then we benefit from a bad call, so we'll take it in stride. We'll work with it, and I'm excited. I'm glad you're back with us. I know it's been a long haul going back to Bluff and back over to here, and I meant what I said. Good luck coming up tomorrow at the swim meet. You got to keep us posted.
It's going to be fun. Over in Springfield.
I know you won't be here tomorrow for the games, correct?
Well, I may. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure what time. It depends on when we're playing and what they're doing and all that.
We play at 3:30 tomorrow.
3:30 play, yeah.
If we win, we play at 3:30.
Yeah. It'll be a game time decision for me. How about that?
Game time. All right, Coach Durden. That's what That's what Coach Durden tells me all the time. It's a game time decision. By the way, your boy's going to be starting here today. Coach Durden says we're going to go a little bit taller and see if that kind of disrupts the Cardinals just a little bit. So I'm excited to see what he brings here today in that starting five.
Yeah, no kidding. Hopefully he won't be asleep starting this late tonight. But, yeah, it's an adjustment against these teams. We're not used to playing slower ball over here. We talked about that last night. And I think it's nice to get that game knocked out last night because it's a little bit of a reset coming off the showdown where everything was so fast and athletic and up and down and playing just that wild, fast ball. Over here it's a little different, a little more half-court offense, a little more pass it around. I look to see our defense play a little better tonight, early on, hopefully. And I think we're going to be all right, Frank.
So Brendan Durden going to get the start once again here tonight for the Mules. Also, Isaiah Neville going to get another start tonight. Now, tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be wearing some old jerseys, some retro jerseys, I was told. I can't wait for that.
I like it.
Gavin Rivers going to get a start.
Maybe some bell-bottom warm-ups.
Maybe. You never know. Lori West is tuning in. She says, let's go Mules. Torrance Williams going to get the start. And there is Jack Scott, number 33 for Poplar Bluff. I got to tell you, man, Torrance Williams, I think, has some of the best hair on the team, but he's getting a run for his money right now by Brendan Durden. Those two guys have some good hair.
Absolutely. They should do one of those donation deals in a bucket. Who's got the best hair?
I'm losing my hair. They're gaining more hair. I just don't understand it.
I got to give Brian Mays a shout-out if he's watching tonight because that was funny. And I thought about that. I woke up in the middle of the night thinking about that and started laughing. But I was intimidated by everybody's hair.
Yes,
that's true.
Were. Joe
hair bullies.
Adams going to get the start wearing number 3, averaging about 11 points a ball game. Also getting a start here is number 10, Eli Pace.
Sophomore number 22,
Holton Keith, another guy averaging double figures, about 11 points a ball game. Number 25, Baron Duda, he is averaging 14 points a ball game. And the big fella, Alex Martin, he is averaging 15 points a ball game. So there you go. Alex Martin, by the way, a 6'5 senior. I think him and Jack Scott should be a good matchup because Jack Scott, not because he's your boy, he plays some really good defense. All right, are you ready to go, Tim? You ready to go, John?
I am ready, Frankie, sorry. I am ready.
Here we go. Alex Martin, Torrance Williams in the middle. I'm Frankie Castile. Here we go. It is swatted down. It's going to be controlled by the Webb City Cardinals. They are going from left to right on your radio and your TV screens. Webb City, they like to slow the tempo up a little bit. We'll see if that favors them early on here in this ball game. Good job there by Gavin Rivers, and we're going to get a foul off of the bat here. Good job by Gavin Rivers, and that'll be the first team foul off the bat here by Webb City. So once again, Alex Martin trying to go inside. Gavin Rivers is going to wind up and get the rebound. Holton Keith is called for the personal foul. So here we go now. The Mules going right to left. Durden had a good game last night, 8 points. He is just a big spark, only a sophomore for this team. Isaiah Neville gets it inside to our 6th. Another turnover there by Alex Martin. Torrance Williams a little unforced that time. 2-point jumper by Keith is no good, but he does get his own rebound, and that's something that Webb City loves to do. They love to out-rebound you to death, and already doing that here in the early going. Martin gets it outside to Duda for 3. It's good. Boy, Duda can flat out shoot the 3 ball. And
nice
it is 3-0 Webb City. And another turnover as we go the other way. And just like that, John, 2 quick turnovers by the Mules. We trail 3-0.
Yeah, we don't like that. Couple of turnovers we didn't need. The fundamental team, we cannot give them second and third opportunities on the offensive end. We got to get on the defensive glass. 2
turnovers here by the Mules, and here comes Eli Pace. Pace goes inside the lane and misses the shot. But once again, what did I get through telling you a moment ago? They will out-rebound you to death. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul coming up on the Mules. It'll be their first personal foul. I hear Ken Keith. He is down there sitting next to his mom. Jack Scott picks up a foul. That'll be his first, and that is team foul number 1. 6:31 to play in the opening quarter. 3-0 now. 3-point basket on the inbound. Again, Baron Duda. And that is a 6-0 start to begin this ball game. Not the start that Poplar Bluff wanted. A little bit slow tonight. Duda, 2 3-pointers here. He's 2 of 2, and both 3-pointers, by the way, John. Nothing but net. Isaiah Neville buries his way inside the paint. Give him 2 points. Boy, good job by Neville. That was a good shot.
Oh, good to get some points. You know, we don't need to fall as far behind. This team will be much harder to come back on than last night.
Oh, absolutely. Going to get a
second foul on Jack.
That's a second foul on Jack Scott. Weak. Not the way.
I mean, that's a weak foul. That's a chintzy foul. But they're going to call it every time.
Okay, so I've got to ask you, what is the Webster's Dictionary what is the definition for chintzy?
Chintzy is ticky-tack.
Ticky-tack, okay.
A synonym is ticky-tack, ticky-tack foul.
I'm not in the I'm not what they call in the hip mode. Darius Graham going to come in now for Jack Scott. Free throw is up and good. So Webb City now quickly out to a 7-2 lead right now as Joe Adams makes the first one. Second one, this one is no good. Good job by Darius Graham on the rebound. 7-2 now. Darius Graham goes inside the paint, nearly traveled. He's going to throw it away to Joe Adams. So 3 turnovers already by the Mules here in the early going. 3-point basket is good by Holden Keith, and that's going to get a timeout. We are going to step away with them as Tim's got to go adjust the clock again over there on the banister. Somebody hit it. We'll come right back. You're watching live coverage of Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. Well, the Mules right now, they are down by a score of 10-2. So now here we go following the inbound. Here comes Marlon Hickman-Roberson. He is in the ball game for the first time here today. And we're going to get a whistle here and a foul coming up. It's going to be against, I believe it's going to be against Webb City at will. That'll be their second personal foul here in the ball game, and that's going to be a foul on Alex Martin. Boy, so far tonight here, the Webb City Cardinals, they are 3 of 3 from behind the arc. There's Gavin Rivers. Shot is no good. Ball's going to be out of bounds. I believe they're going to call that on Torrance, out of bounds on him.
Enrico Palazzo down there riffing. He got excited about that one.
Yes, he did. I didn't know if you caught that or not, but yes, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. So now on the other end, Eli Pace works it outside. Duda already with 6 points. He is being picked up by Darius Graham. It's an 8-point lead right now by the Cardinals. Pace now near the baseline, near the 3-point basket by Keith. Oh my goodness, it's up and good. They are raining threes right now. Bring your umbrella because it is raining threes here in Joplin. They are 4 out of 4.
They need a poncho and an umbrella, this guy. Yeah, they're playing good half-court offense, passing around, getting an open three and making. It always helps when you make them.
I tell you, 13-2 now the score as the Mules quickly down. Webb City 8-2 on the season, and there's a big reason why. There's a good bank shot there by Darius Graham to give them a little bit of breathing room. It's now 13-4. Alex Martin going inside, throws it up, and a foul going to be called on Darius Graham. And that's going to send once again to the free throw line Baron Duda. Duda has already got 6 points in the ball game. 4:15 to go here in the first quarter. Duda, 6 points. He's a player, no doubt about it. Makes the first one. It's now 14-4. 10-point deficit now for the Mules here in this one.
No problem, Frankie. Early, we like to give them a good lead in the first quarter. That makes it a little bit harder later in the game. We can learn from that.
Second one is up and no good. Rebounded by Torrance Williams. Score stays at 14-4. We'll adjust the play clock there on your screen maybe during the quarter. It got bumped again. Crazy people here in Joplin.
People don't pay attention.
No, they don't. They see a camera, and there's a steal by Joe Adams. Another turnover by the Mules. Isaiah Neville going to check back in here in just a moment. Martin now goes up top.
What a nice move.
That was a very nice move.
It's going to be tough. That kid made a strong move right there.
16-4 now the score. Mules down by a bungle right now, and we're going to get a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Mules. And now we're going to see Isaiah Neville back in the ball game. He will check in for Brendan Durden. The Mules right now here, John, they're shooting pretty well. They've only shot the ball just 3 times, but 4 turnovers already here in the ball game. 3-point basket is no good by Gavin Rivers. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Webb City Cardinals.
Yeah, offensively, we're just really out of sync, and basically just whoever gets it goes down there and tries to shoot a shot. Not much of passing, not much movement without the ball.
I'm not sure how to take that comment by Andy Moore. I'm not sure. I'm going to read it to you, but I'm not sure.
Where is Andy? He should be here.
Yeah, you should be here. Fly that jet up here in Joplin. They're good. Good job by Marlon Hickman-Roberson there. A rare turnover by Webb City. What a spin move by Darius Graham. Yes, sir.
Basket by Darius Graham.
That might be something the Mules need to get that momentum going. We're going to get a whistle and another foul. Not sure if I agree with that one, but nevertheless, Holden Keith drove the lane. I believe Gavin Rivers is going to pick up that foul.
Foul to Mules number 3, Gavin Rivers.
Yes, it is. So Andy Moore says, always entertaining listening to you two fellas. You're teaching sports, pop culture. He's learning about basketball, and he's classified as a hairy bully now.
It's a hair bully, not hairy. There are hairy bullies.
Hang on, no, it does say hair bully.
I was going to say, There's hair shamers. Now, Andy's kind of a hair shamer, too.
My eyesight isn't so good.
There's hair shamers and there's hair bullies, and they're both not very nice.
Gotcha.
And people like me experience it every day, but we live with it, Frankie.
I want to say, I'm going to say he's taking a stab at you because I still have plenty of hair.
Right,
I am losing it, but good job by Isaiah Neville on the inbound. There's another turnover. Isaiah Neville goes up and scores. He's got 4. And we're going to get a timeout called, this one by the Webb City Cardinals. It is a 30-second timeout. Our timeouts are all being brought to you by our good friends at Larry Hillis Dodge. So the Mules are only down by 8 points. You got to like the enthusiasm here as the Mules check out this number. We're down by 8 points, but we're still shooting 67%. Meanwhile, Webb City, they are 5 out of 8, 63%. But here's the number of the night so far, 4 out of 4 from behind the arc.
Yeah, one would think they can't keep that up, hopefully, the rest of the game. So to be only down 8 with those stat lines, 2 minutes left in the first quarter, not a terrible position to be in. I don't like our intensity yet, but I think we're getting there. It's just we kind of start slowly. That's sort of our calling card, I guess you could say.
2:38 now as David Durden checking in the ball game now for the first time. We'll see what he's able to do. It's 16-8 now. The Mules were down by as many as 10. They have come back, and they're down by just 8. But the Mules last night was down by 12 at one point. Good move by Preston Moore there defensively. It's going to jump ball. I thought that was a jump. Is it going to be? It is going to be a jump. It should be a jump.
I was going to say, I'm going to storm out of here, Frankie.
Good job by Preston Moore. Boy, Preston Moore did a great job that time around. Playing good defense here. That's why I like this team, man. They do a great job defensively, keeping teams in check for the most part. Now we get a whistle and a foul. And we'll see who that one's going to be against. I believe it's David Durden, maybe? Yes, it is. Be his first team foul, already number 5. The Mules have 5 team fouls, 2 right now by Webb City.
A clunky game. We're reaching, getting fouls. We got to move our feet, be a little snappier on defense. Otherwise, they're just going to be shooting free throws here before too long.
Torrance Williams and Gavin Rivers back in the ball game. Jumper is up and good. What a move by Holton Keith. Give him 2 more.
Well, that kid's annoying. Number 22.
Gavin Rivers is going to go in, and he'll draw the foul. So there you go, another foul. This one's going to be on Webb City. It'll be on, that's a big one on Holton Keith. That'll be his second.
Yeah, that helps.
And he'll have to come out of the ball game for just a few minutes. And Omari Jackson, number 20, will check in. Darius Graham on the inbound. 3 ball is no good. Boy, what a great job. Even though it's going to go against the Mules, Gavin Rivers goes up and over everybody. He's always fighting for every loose rebound.
Yeah, certainly no lack of effort by Gavin there. He needs to just get a little more rhythm down there. He was very close to getting that one.
Yolanda Clark says, we have started stagnant. That might be the word of the first half.
Stagnant.
I like that.
Hashtag stagnant.
I like that. That might be, that'll be a good way to describe it. Oh, good move inside by Alex Martin. Give him 2 more.
There's another one. We need to get some fouls on that kid.
It's a 12-point game, and we're going to get a turnover on the Mules again. That is turnover number 5 here in the early part of this ball game. The Mules are shooting 4 out of 7 overall. Mules are down by 12. We were down by 12 points last night. We were able to come back. We'll see, but Webb City, man, it's a much different beast. This team coming in 8-2. They're 8-2, by the way, a very tough schedule. There's a turnover. They want a foul. Alex Martin says, wait a minute, I was bumped. No foul this time. What is remarkable is, so far, as of right now, Webb City is 8-2, and they are not ranked in the top 10 in Class 5.
They're Class 5. I was going to ask you that if they were 5 or 6. They're 5.
They're 5. Good job by Gavin, or make that Darius Graham, as Graham went for the loose ball rebound. It's going to be a jump ball. So now the possession goes back to we're going to see Dallas Williams coming in for the first time. He's a freshman, by the way, and boy, he plays good. He is a spark, no doubt.
Oh, he had a couple of nice threes last night.
Torrance Williams, nice jumper from the free throw line. Preston Moore set him up nicely on that one. My good buddy, Mr. Kenny Hosler, is tuning in from Zenith, Missouri. Actually, he was driving in from Zenith. He's made a home now, enjoying the game with his wife, Jana, and Colton Mannon. That's a big jumper there again. Jackson again, Omari Jackson, give him a couple of points. 22-10 now the score. Three-point basket is good by Gavin Rivers. 22-13 now the score. Mules. But anyways, I'm glad to see that Kenny Hosler and the family is tuning in. A three-point basket. They finally missed one. Duda could not get that one to go down.
Sooner or later, they're going to miss one, right?
You know how you always call Kenny Hosler the best referee?
Best ref I know.
Well, you'll be happy to hear this as the quarter comes to an end. He calls you the best color man in the business.
There we go. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Mules down at 22-13. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're watching and listening to Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. Well, we are back as we get ready for the second quarter here tonight. Mules down by 9. It is a 22-13 ball game right now. Joe Adams is going to inbound the ball here coming up. Also, Cole Cabot, number 13, has checked in for the first time in this ball game. Omari Jackson stays in the ball game as well, so we'll see what happens here. Good job there. Turnover there by the Mules defensively, doing a good job in getting the turnover there. So Brendan Durden, he'll walk it down the court now. We'll see what the Mules are able to do with it here. 7:34 to go, 22-13. Boy, I tell you what, Tim is one of the best in the business, able to go over there to adjust that clock on the fly. Give him 45 seconds, he'll move mountains.
You guys are very trusting of the good people of Joplin, Missouri, leaving that camera over there.
It's not me, it's all Tim.
Is there a lock on that thing?
I don't think so.
I'm going to run out of here with it later.
Dallas Williams, you know, I actually had your phone charger for about 2 weeks until you realized you didn't have it.
I was just testing you, Frankie.
You were testing me.
Yeah.
Torrance, or I should say rather, Eli Pace. He had the ball for a moment. He'll get it back top of the key now. Coming up in just a moment, Roberson, Isaiah Neville going to check in for the Mules, who are down 22-13. We'll see what the Mules can do with it here. Pace has yet to score in the ball game. Joe Adams has one free throw. What a good backdoor pass to Eli Pace. Omari Jackson, they're going to call the foul as well. But, man, that was a good pass by Omari Jackson.
Oh, they could study that tape on how to run a half-court offense, passing around, shoot a layup, and then the only thing worse than that would be to foul him on the layup.
Yeah, foul him on the way up.
Give him three.
So Eli Pace now will have a chance for a three-point play. Nicole Marie says, let's go Mules. Free throw is no good. Gavin Rivers on the rebound. 24-13 the score. Rivers gets a small window.
Some European deal there.
And we're going to get a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Mules now.
We're seeing, offensively, we're not really doing much. It's just whoever has the ball just takes a shot or goes to the rim, which is great if you're up. But when you're down like this against a team like this, you have to pass the ball a bit.
Oh, good job by Roberson getting it in to Isaiah Neville, but he walked. He took one too many steps. I think he saw that he had a lane. and he took one too many steps. Turnover on the Mules. Another unforced turnover there for Poplar Bluff. And the Mules right now trying to get their feet right now, trying to get in rhythm in the ball game. Oh, what a swat by Torrance Williams. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Yeah, that's right. He gets up quickly, and he gets up high, and he blocks shots. I'll give him credit.
I'm a little nervous here tonight. The more minutes that pass, I got to tell you, Kenny Hosler, he is tuning in tonight. Oh, good move inside. Martin, we're going to get a foul.
That is a ticky-tack foul, Frankie. This is a family show.
Well,
it is late, but it's still a family show.
Ticky-tack or not, give him 2 points. 26-13. Roberson gets called for the personal foul, and we're going to get a timeout here. I was going to say a timeout called by Poplar Bluff. I was going to say I'm a little bit nervous because, Kenny Hosler is a good official. I've always said he is one of the best PA guys in Southeast Missouri. Called me up yesterday, talked me into filling in for him on Monday at Three Rivers for the Lady Raiders, and I'm not sure I can measure up to his finesse.
Oh, you'll have to really step up for that, Frankie. You'll have to. No question about it.
I'll have to do my research.
You'll have to get that green drink. I want to say purple drink, but you got to get that green drink.
I'll have to get something for sure. The Mules, by the way, using their second timeout here of the ball game. Mules now. Going to be, we'll see what they're able to do now following the 2-point basket by Alex Martin. He's going to go in for the free throw, and he knocks it down. It's now a 14-point ball game. Mules trail by 2 touchdowns, 27-13 now.
I'd say, we're tired. It's late, but Webb City doesn't seem to be tired.
No, they seem to be jacked up. Darius Graham is going to get fouled in the process. Good job there by Darius Graham. Boy, this kid has no fear. He is so good when he's in the air.
Oh, yeah, the dude can fly. He has that deal where he's flying through the air and you think he's going to come down, but then he just keeps going up. Very athletic, absolutely athletic kid, no question. And he's keeping us, I won't say in it. He's getting us some points tonight, that's for sure.
Yes, he is. 27-14 now as Darius Graham knocks down the shot. He's got 5 points here in the ball game. Make that 6 points now. I can hear Coach Kent Keith down there letting his team know. Pick those feet up, he says. And they better listen. Mama's watching tonight.
That's right. Mama will get after him.
She's down there right beside him. Good pass. Another goaltending that time. They got him.
Old-fashioned goaltending. That's a playground deal. But, yeah, they've got an interesting play. They get down there in the short corner. The guy comes in. He's very athletic. He can go with it with the reverse layup, or he dishes it off to the guy coming down the lane for a layup.
29-15 the score. Mules have 3 timeouts left in the ball game. Webb City with 4. Darius Graham with it, top of the key, gets a little bit of room. He'll go up, maybe partially blocked. Good job by Darius Graham. His shot is no good. And Roberson is unable to make anything happen that time. It's ripped away, and here comes Eli Pace and company. Pace somehow is, good job by Brendan Durden as he throws it out of bounds on Cole Cavett.
Into the Mules, number 14, David Durden.
So David Durden going to come in the ball game now.
I'm going to ask a bad question, Frankie. Maybe some of our listeners will want to know this. I want to know this because I never paid attention to it.
All right.
I don't know the answer. So you get 4 timeouts for the game, and you can use them anytime. You get 5, and you can use them anytime you want to use them.
5 timeouts. You get 2 30-second timeouts. I'm sorry. Yeah, 3 30s and 2 60s.
And you can use them anytime during the game. You don't lose them if you don't use them, except for at the end of the. Okay,
correct.
I thought it was you got some in the first half.
I was always told, as we see a big steal there by Omari Jackson. The Mules get it right back. Good job by David Durden there. Good move by Darius Graham, and the Mules go back up and turn that into points.
Well, he's got a nice layup.
He does.
He gets way up high. That left hand throws him off.
29-17. I was going to say there's a rumor going around. It's just a rumor. As we see Durden, I believe, is going to be called for the foul. We'll see. Yes, it is going to be on Brendan Durden, his first team's 8th. It'll be a 1-1 coming up now. I was going to say there's a rumor that if you don't use your timeouts, that maybe the coach gets a bonus at the end of the year.
For these late games especially.
I'm just saying, I don't know if it's true or not, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
Coach Durden, though, he's in no jeopardy of getting that bonus. He likes using every bit of timeout he can.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's needed to use in the last couple games.
Free throw is no good. Rebounded by the Poplar Bluff Mules. Eli Pace could not get that shot to go down. Shot is, good job by Gavin Rivers, and it's going to be stepped out of bounds by Webb City. Goes right back to the Mules. 29-17 is the score. And we're going to see back in the ball game now is Baron Duda. So Duda is in the ball game. Also Cole Cavett stays in. Alex Martin is as well, and so is Joe Adams. There's a turnover by the Mules. Another on the inbound. Eli Pace goes up, and there's another foul called by the Mules. That is number 8 in the first half.
With 4 minutes to go in the first half. Man, clunky game at best.
So that one's going to be on Torrance Williams. Eli Pace on the free throw line. So they're going to say that Eli Pace was in the act of shooting at that time around.
Kenny Hostler would not have called that. That's what I used to always say.
I didn't think he was in the act of shooting, but they're going to go ahead and say that he was. So I beg the question, what do I know?
He was thinking about shooting.
Yes, he was. 30-17 the score now. 13-point game again. Mules, you got to give them credit. They're hanging on with every fiber of their being right now. Preston Moore in the ball game. He's double teamed. It's going to go off of Preston's knee, they're saying. And there is another turnover by the Mules, and that is turnover number 8 here in the first half.
We have the tools and we have the ability to come back, Frankie. We're only down 13.
Well, it's
what is that? 3 times.
No, that's a 5-possession game.
That's no problem. We got
Torrance Williams doing a good job and nearly had it. Yes, they will. So the Mules with a good steal. Darius Graham, he's going to be fouled, and they're going to say Baron Duda says, I didn't touch him. The official says, yes, you did.
I don't know if he did.
Well,
I would like to see a little
on
dish.
Joe Adams, so I don't know.
See a little dish right there. Torrance could have two-hand jammed that one.
So it's going to be 5 team fouls now for Webb City, and we're going to see Cole Cavett out. Omari Jackson is in. He was not in the process of shooting, they're saying, so it's going to be an inbound now to Torrance Williams. Williams shot.
It's completely backwards.
It's in and out, no good.
He was in the definition of trying to shoot it, Frankie. Come on. Anyway.
Yeah, I
sorry.
Listen,
it's late.
30-17. I've got some bad news for our listeners. Good job by Preston Moore. My contract states that I'm off the clock as of 10:10. In 3 minutes, we're going to cut the feed and go home.
Well, if this game gets too out of hand, I would hate for the electric to go off.
We're going to drive back to Bluff tonight.
I might trip on that cord. Then while we're going to Oklahoma tonight, Frankie, we're going to go check out all that red dirt everybody's always talking about.
There's a turnover by Joe Adams, and here comes, once again, another turnover. That's number 9. Charles Red says you can't hold the ball, got to move that ball.
Amen. Charles knows. He wouldn't have played. Well, let's just say he would have played where he moved the ball.
Oh, what a good move again. Alex Martin from Joe Adams. He was wide open under the basket. Now it's 32-17. Torrance Williams near the baseline. He is double teamed, and there's another turnover. A steal by Duda. That is 10 turnovers in the first half here, John. The Mules got caught flat-footed that time by the baseline. 3-point basket by Omari Jackson. He buries it. It is
What are we going to talk about, Frankie? Well, maybe we should have our listeners chime in and what they want to hear about. We'll answer any questions.
I did have my first plate of Chinese food today.
Well, I wouldn't call it a plate, but you tried some Chinese food.
I did try some Chinese food.
It qualifies as Chinese food, that's for sure.
Shot is no good. Good job by Torrance Williams on the steal. Mules having a hard time right now. Torrance Williams, 3-point basket is no good. I was going to say they're having an awfully hard time of holding on to the ball right now. The Mules have 10 turnovers in the first half. Joe Adams, long 2 This one is no good. Mules quickly with a good rebound, and they're going to go out of bounds, rather, not a foul.
And the thing is, I'm sorry, Frankie. The thing is, we've come back from really good teams in the showdown, made it competitive. We've played very well against some really good teams. We have the ability, we have the capability to do this, and these kids need to remember every possession matters. We get a turnover, if we can just chip away, get a 2, get a bucket. We don't have to try to get it all back at once. Get this manageable. It could happen.
Absolutely. 144. We're not done by a long shot. By the way, Charles Red says, John Scott, do you remember Coach Powers made us move the ball or do suicides?
I do remember that. And I saw Coach McKinney. Charles remember Coach McKinney. I saw him at the showdown the other night, and I told Coach, I said, I see these kids doing things every night that Coach McKinney would have made us run suicides for every time. They go for the steal with the wrong hand. It's a little thing, but boy, Coach McKinney wouldn't let you do that. But good times, man. Charles is a good guy. I haven't seen that guy in forever. But it's good to hear him. It's good to see that he's able to watch these games.
It's going to be a foul on Gavin Rivers. It'll be his second team foul, number 10. What I want to know, Charles, is honestly, and I'll cut his mic off, how many suicides did John really do, or did he always fake an injury with a hamstring or something?
Well, I'll tell you, when Coach McKinney blew that whistle, man, it would put the fear in you. And the worst was the duck walk. I think that's probably a crime to make kids do that now, to duck walk down and back the length of the court. He was the 9th grade coach. But I'll tell you one thing, nobody was ever in as good a shape as they were in 9th grade playing for Coach McKinney, because he ran you and ran you and ran you, and it was terrible. But we were in good shape, man. We were, and he would get his point across. There were a few things you could not do. You couldn't save the ball under the other team's basket either. If you're going out of bounds, trying to save the ball by math, not complicated math, but by math, if you're going out of bounds, that means it's 5-on-4 every single time. He wouldn't let you save it under the other team's basket. And I see a lot of teams do that. There are exceptions, but for the most part, it's a bad idea.
37-17, an unforced turnover a moment ago as Gavin Rivers lost it going out of bounds. A 2-point shot is no good by Duda. Williams on the rebound, 37-17 the score. Charles Red says he did more than I did. He did just 4.
The worst we had to run, they called 11 lines, was another one. That's where you would run the length of the court 11 times, which would put you on the other end of the court. So you always had to run it twice. They'd make you run it twice. That was bad, too. In retrospect, it probably wasn't quite as hard as it seemed at the time, but for us 8th grade, 9th grade, high school kids, it's certainly, it wasn't easy.
Yolanda Clark, she is paying attention to our video feed. You look at the score, 37-17. I hate to say this right now, but of those 37 points right now, Webb City, that's a nice move as Omari Jackson. Boy, he is a wiry fella, and he goes up and scores right now. Webb City, they have 20 points off of turnovers right now against Poplar Bluff, and that's a huge swing in this ball game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We're just really flat. We're down 22. That's probably our biggest deficit of the season, and that's in one half. So these guys are going to have to step up at half, and they're going to have to bow up on this deal. I mean, you can only take a beating so long. You're either going to have to bow up and play or lay down. And I don't think this team will lay down. I think they're going to come out and make it a game in the second half.
No, they're going to keep fighting as much as they can. Neville cannot get the shot to fall. Right now, the Mules can't throw it in the ocean, as they would say. 3-point basket is on the way.
They can throw it in the ocean, that's for sure.
Joe Adams buries a 3-point basket to end the half. It is 42-17. Jerry Moore says we need to get our heads up and start moving the ball. I would say you were absolutely correct on that. So 42-17 the score. Coming up, we will break it all down. Tim Hicks says I'm going to the house. He's gonna pack it in.
Hey, where do I unplug this deal at, Frankie? I never hit any of your buttons. Where's the main button?
We're all going wireless here.
That's right.
We're gonna go to a quick timeout. Grandma Jackie is tuning in right now. Coach Chronister called a timeout to make us run suicides once. I remember that, Yolanda Clark. I remember when Coach Chronister did that.
No kidding. No kidding.
I tell you what.
He won games too, didn't he?
He did. He is the winningest coach, high school girls basketball coach in Missouri. He's got a special place for me, no doubt. We're going to come right back. We will break down the first half for you. You all right, Tim? Everything good? Okay. I think he's ready to go.
For real.
42-17 the score. We're going to come back in just a moment. You're watching live coverage and listening to live coverage of Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Also means taking good care of yourself. At Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, our healthcare providers take the time to identify your health risks and help you prioritize good health. Regular checkups and age-appropriate screenings are important to be healthy now and stay well in the future. With same or next day appointments and online scheduling, we make it easy to make an appointment right now. You can even see us from the comfort of your own home via telehealth. Put your health first today by making an appointment by visiting pbrmc.com and searching online scheduling. Breathe easier and extend the life of your HVAC system, plus fewer repair bills with Air Solutions Comprehensive Maintenance Plan. You'll save money and get the peace of mind that only comes from calling Air Solutions, 785-1500.
Want a career and not just another job? It's waiting for you at Briggs & Stratton. Great pay, great benefits, and continuing education. Everything you and your family deserve. Go to careers.basco.com and look at Poplar Bluff job openings.
Christian Automotive and Tire. Quality name brand tires that you know and trust. They also have ASE certified mechanics that have the training, tools, and knowledge to fix your vehicle right the first time. Business 67 South in Poplar Bluff.
And we are back here. It is 10-16 on this Friday night. Right now, Mules are leading tonight 42-17.
Hey, Frank, you say the first team to 50 you think might win. We got them held to 42 in the first half. All we have to do is get to 50 before they do.
I'm just going to come out and say I think the Mules, Coach Will Durden and company, they've got Webb City right where they want them.
Yeah, you lull them in the first half, Frankie. That's a hallmark. You lull them in, you wear them out with all that easy shooting. Then a little adversity kicks in, we chip away at this and win it in double overtime.
Mules here, John. I tell you what, Webb City, all joking aside, they are the real deal. Right now, Webb City, 14 points in the paint. Are you ready for this number? Scoreboard, 42-17. Webb City, officially, in the first half. 22 points off of turnovers. Take away the 42 there, that gives you 20.
Yeah, I mean
that's how
true.
Real.
And a lot of those turnovers were just unforced. It's unusual. We haven't played that way all year. We saw it a little bit last night, but just bouncing the ball off your foot or bouncing it out of bounds or whatever that is, I don't know.
So here in the first half, Mules scoring 4 points in that second quarter. 42-17 is the current score right now. Looking at some of the numbers here, Poplar Bluff in that first half, they didn't do terrible. They're shooting 32% overall, just 12% from behind the arc. They are 1 out of 8. 2 out of 2 on the free throw line. So far, they are not getting to the free throw line all that much. You look at some of the individual scoring right now for the Mules, and it goes like this. Darius Graham, he leads the way right now with 8 points overall. 4 points by Isaiah Neville, 3 points by Gavin Rivers, and 2 points by Torrance Williams. And that's it, John. 4 players right now in the scoring column. Darius Graham leads the way with 8 points. But to me, it comes down to turnovers, and so far, Mules have 12 turnovers here in the first half, and that's been critical.
Yeah, way too many turnovers, and Webb City's just been hot. And that's not just because they are shooting the lights out of the three, but also they're working it around and making layups and playing some good fundamental basketball. They've got good players, strong players, and they're firing on all cylinders. And we came out flat, and we just kind of deer in the headlights that first half. But I feel like we're going to improve from there. We can't go much further down. So, we have the ability to chip away at this and make this a game.
It's not over. I mean, I'm sitting here making, trying to make light of this, but it's not over by a long shot.
Stuff over there, Frankie.
I'm not packing up my stuff just yet. You look at Webb City, though. Check this number out. There's two big key areas here. Well, there's really three. Number one, the turnovers by the Mules. We've got 12. That's been a big issue all the way around. 8 turnovers right now by Webb City. I'll make that 7 by Webb City. Not been a non-factor to this point. Free throw-wise, they have been there 11 times already in the first half. The Mules have been there twice. But the big story is turnovers, three-point shooting right now. You got Webb City. They are a whopping 6 out of 7 from behind the arc. That is coming in at 86% here in the first half, and that's a big reason why they are leading 42-17.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 6 out of 7 in the first half. That's astronomical. I don't want to jinx it, but they cannot maintain that second half. They just cannot. But we're going to have to step up our defense and get a hand on the guy, get a hand in the face, contest those shots. They had a lot of really open looks. We can't let them have that. I mean, every point is going to have to be fought for, and we're going to have to fight to stop them on every single possession. We're going to have a flawless second half to have a chance to come back here and play the kind of ball that we're capable of playing. There's no question that we can do it. But offensively, we've got to get in rhythm, and defensively, we're going to have to step it up.
Holton Keith out of Webb City, he is 2 of 2, and then you've got Barron Duda, he is 2 of 3. Those guys, 4 3-pointers combined. I don't think in my senior year of high school, I don't think I hit 4 3-pointers in a season, let alone in a ball game.
And a half, yeah. On 2 attempts or 4 attempts.
Yeah, it's crazy how this is all working out. But you know what?
It's smooth. But, hey, here we go, Frankie. Second half, we're going to talk about this game. It's 10:30 on a Friday night. We're out here in the Wild West.
I may have to call animal control because I bet Grandma Jackie kicked those dogs out in the cold right now. They're
Poor
outside.
Old Misty. It's too cold for Misty to be outside.
Poor old Misty and Chewy and I forgot
how many dogs does she have?
3.
3?
She's got 3.
Well, Misty's the only one I know.
And they're all mean as can be. We've got about 2 minutes to go until we get ready for second half action. We're going to come right back. Mules down 42-17. Coming up, we're going to do some magic tricks. John Scott's going to show us how we can disappear.
Where's the master switch? I'm going to go flip the breaker on this gym.
Just don't flip the fire alarm.
I won't do that.
They could be a bad deal. They could be a bad deal. We're going to come right back. You're watching and listening to live coverage of Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Eye Care Specialists is committed to the protection and the preservation of the precious gift of sight. Nothing is more important than your eyesight. That's the way the doctors of Eye Care Specialists see it.
Protecting your toys are just as important as protecting your daily driver. First Choice Insurance can help find the coverage for your ATVs, boats, and campers that will give you peace of mind and not break your bank. So don't forget to allow First Choice Insurance to review your insurance needs today.
Kevin's Auto and Tire is a family-owned one-stop shop for fast, friendly, and affordable automotive services with the latest tools and technology as well as their time-tested automotive knowledge. They're guaranteed to get your vehicle fixed without breaking the bank.
Patriot Auto Glass offers chip repair or glass replacement. They provide fast quality service done by experienced technicians. Ask about our veteran and first responder discounts. Call Patriot Auto Glass today at 573-840-5027. And remember, Patriot Auto Glass will come to you.
The referees are saying, you know what, we're going to go. We're not going to give you the
that last
2
26 seconds of halftime. This game is under protest, Frankie.
Yeah, this game is. We
need to start it over.
Whether you like it or not, they're saying.
No, we need to start this one over. We can't have this kind of treatment. We need that extra 26 seconds at halftime.
I need something. All right, we're back to live action now. Holton Keith, oh, what a good block that time by Torrance Williams. And here come the Mules now. Mules could not get that shot to go down on the other end. So now we're going to go back the other direction. And here we go as the Mules 42-17. The ball is on the floor. Good job by Gavin Rivers. And Torrance Williams goes up and scores. Mules give him 2 points. And the comeback begins.
Yeah, they're chipping away, Frankie. You know, we have a lot of really athletic moves where we missed that layup, and we had one of those so far, but we just need to get this manageable. Don't get nervous if we can get it close.
Just like right there, another turnover. So a couple of turnovers here in the early going, and guess what? They rushed us back.
They're scared.
And now they're taking a timeout.
They're scared, Frankie.
It's a 30-second timeout here. They've got just 3 timeouts remaining here. We appreciate you staying up with us late on a Saturday or Friday. I don't know what day of the week it is anymore. Friday night.
It's Friday.
It is. This whole day has got me all thrown off.
Just wait till tomorrow, Frankie. After this deal's over, we go hit the town.
That's right.
Come rolling in here. Whatever time we play tomorrow, just come back up here.
Hey, I'm telling you what, we're going to have some fun for sure. Jack Scott is in the ball game here. Darius Graham, also Brendan Durden for the Mules. So Poplar Bluff right now, 42-19, and they are going to have the ball. So we'll see what they're able to do with it here as we get ready now for live action again. Poplar Bluff trying to chip away at this lead at 42-19. Mules have 3 timeouts. Webb City with 3 timeouts. Torrance Williams thought about taking a 3-pointer. He'll back away. And he's going to give it to Gavin Rivers. Brendan Durden for 3. There you go, big fella.
Now we're passing the ball. We're playing offense.
20-point game. Long way to go here tonight.
7-possession game, Frank.
They don't call it a comeback for nothing.
No kidding.
Poplar Bluff. Good move inside. Shot is no good by Duda. And here comes the Mules again. Oh, Darius Graham, a wild shot that time there, John. And the Mules, I thought that was going to be saved right back to the Mules, but it's going to go 2 points the other way. Holden Keith.
Well, we needed that bucket.
We did.
Darius got just a little bit strung out on that one.
44-22 the score. 6:06. 3-point basket is good. Darius Graham. Or Gavin Rivers, rather.
You know, I like the PA guy over here, Frankie. He's pretty good. He gets excited when Joplin's playing, for sure.
Boy, you're not kidding. He tears the house down. 3-point basket the other way. Baron Duda.
That Duda.
Kevin, Darius Graham's going to step out of bounds. Unforced turnover there. Coach Durden trying to figure out a way to stop the bleeding right now. The Mules, by the way, they have outscored Webb City so far 8-5 in this quarter. The problem is they were outscored 20-4 in the second quarter.
We won't talk about that second quarter, Frankie.
Okay.
We can't dwell on the past.
3-point basket by Pace is no good. Good job by Torrance Williams that time on the rebound. Boy, he has been a rebounding machine here this season so far. Graham again, and he got bailed out with a foul.
You know, I think Torrance is going to have to go back to his previous hairstyle. I think that was better luck for the team.
So Alex Martin picks up his 3rd personal foul. Graham is going to go to the free throw line tonight, 8 points. He is 21 of 32 for the season, 2 of 2 on the night. First one is on the way. It is good. 47-26. Durbin's going to come in now for Jack Scott. 47-26.
You know, I will say, Frank, we're making our free throws the last couple of games.
We've done some good jobs. Coach Durden said he is the free throw coach. He didn't want to lose his job.
I mean, they are free.
They are free. Mules trying to get some stops here. Alex Martin, 11 points in the ball game. Martin now goes in the paint with a left hand. It's no good. Good job by Torrance Williams. Another rebound. Gavin Rivers blocking. Oh, come on, folks.
Oh, Frankie, did you see that? Kenny Hostler would not have called that for sure.
But Colt Manning would have called that. No, I'm kidding, Colt. I'm kidding.
I mean, you know, you're up 21. You're going to call a close one like that? Come on, man.
Isaiah Neville back in the ball game. A long baseball pass, and Mules cannot get back. to 26 now, the score.
Yeah, that was Bruce Powers would run you for that, too.
Probably right in the middle of the game.
He might. He would certainly probably yell and scream and throw his coat and act like a complete buffoon, but that's a story for another time.
A complete buffoon. Oh, what a good shot by Brendan Durden. He's got 6 points. 20-point game again. You know, honestly, let's be realistic here. Coming up on the 4:20 mark, if the Mules can figure out a way, number one, to stop number 22, Holden Keith.
Well, that guy can shoot the ball.
He can really shoot the ball. 14 points now.
Nice
I was going to say, there you go.
They were just kind of trading baskets, which is better than getting smoked, but we got to make a little progress.
I was going to say, if the Mules can cut this down to maybe 15, under 15 by the fourth quarter, I think the momentum is definitely going to be in our favor, and we have a good chance here of making another comeback. 20 points are going to be hard to make up in 8 minutes. 3-point basket is no good. That time by Keith. Durden on the rebound is going to be punched out of bounds. Good job by Holden Keith. And we're going to see Hickman Roberson in the ball game now.
I feel like we could run these guys out a little bit. You know, they're not. You know, they're a little tired. Of course, they've scored a lot of points, but I feel like we could run with them and maybe get them going a little bit here.
Darius Graham on the inbound. Pull-up jumper is a little bit short. Torrance Williams doing a good job. Does get the rebound. Boy, he is a rebounding fool. He is a machine. Could not get the shot to go down. Hickman Roberson also could not get that shot to go down. That is 4 opportunities, and Mules could not convert that into points. Eli Pace, he's going to throw it away, but it's going to go right back to Keith. Good job by Darius Graham that time. And here come the Mules out in front, and there's a steal by Keith. Mules give it right back. And we're going to get a whistle here. I think it's going to be a timeout on Webb City. And we'll see what it is. If it's a full or a 30. It is a full timeout, so we'll step away for 30 seconds. Mules trail 51-31 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Local sports, local fans, and local business. A winning combination.
It is at 10:31 here this evening. And by the way, how's your dad doing, John?
Frankie's doing all right. He should be tuning in tonight. It's a late start, but he's been able to watch the games or listen to the games, follow them. Hadn't been able to get out to a game just yet, but he enjoys you as the voice of the Mules and gets a chance to listen. Well, I'm sure he's not happy with the score right now, and he probably has some very emphatic thoughts about what they should do to improve the game, but, you know, hey.
Well, what I was going to say was I have been told that if you're not on the air, he gets kind of concerned that maybe you're out running amok causing some problems.
That is a possibility. That does happen, or has happened at least once. But luckily I'm on here tonight, so should be no concern.
Should be no concern indeed. A 20-point deficit right now. Somebody told me that you were tossed out of Joplin back in the 1980s. I'm not sure how true that is.
Can't believe everything you hear, Frank.
Okay.
Some of that fake news.
I think I read that on the internet.
Yeah.
Everything on the internet is true, by the way.
No kidding.
Durden went for a steal. Good job by him. Pace, there you go. Mules are coming away. Cameron Seno in the ball game now. 2:31 to go here in the third quarter. A 20-point deficit right now. Holden Keith goes up. What a shot. That kid, he is something special. 53-31 the score.
Quick with the shot, no question about it. You know, it's interesting, these kids, some of them, they get it down in the paint and they somehow manage to get that shot off, whereas it seems like when we get down in the paint, we got 3 guys hanging on our arms and we can't even draw iron, so I don't know.
Free throw was no good by Keith, rebounded by the Mules. Torrance Williams, another rebound for that young man. So now the Mules down at 53-31. Williams' shot is going to be a little bit short. Omari Jackson with the rebound. You look at the rebounding right now. The Mules have out-rebounded 19-16 right now. The Mules have 5 offensive rebounds. Torrance Williams here in the ball game, 4 points, but already 10 rebounds. He may not be scoring offensively right now. Another steal. This one by Omari Jackson. Boy, this kid's quick. Eli Pace back out to Keith. Keith's got 16 points.
A nice 16, too.
Yes, it is.
Seems like about 30.
They are 7 of 10 from behind the arc. That is 70%. Torrance Williams went for a good job by.
For all the mathematicians out there. Look at that. Another turnover.
Omari Jackson, he gets the steal.
Omari Jackson.
And he'll turn that into points. He's got 9 points.
So many times that happens. We'll get a turnover and then have a turnover. It's just a tennis match.
Mules are on their way. If they lose here tonight, they'll take on Joplin tomorrow. There's a 3-point basket by Preston Moore.
Yeah, Preston's playing hard tonight. He always plays hard. He puts in good minutes.
55-34 the score. 43 seconds. Oh, Tim, I think our camera's out of focus again, buddy. Omari Jackson, 3-point basket is no good. Offensive rebound is picked up by the Cardinals, and now we're going to get a whistle and a foul coming up on the Mules. You know how each team gets 5 timeouts? I wonder if, and go with me on this, as Roberson picks up foul number 3, I wonder if there's a rule somewhere that maybe when we have malfunctions, maybe the media can get a 30-second timeout here and there.
Well, if we needed one real quick, I don't think anybody would really notice on this game. People who are still in are going to be your diehard fans, which is nice. 10:30 on a Friday night.
Hey, I'm still dialed in. I'm a diehard fan.
Oh, it beats busting rocks, Frankie.
That's right. It beats sleeping right about now.
Hey, you blow past your bedtime like tonight, you got to just keep going.
We're going to keep going all night.
You just got to keep going. You got to blow on through it and just make it a thing.
Torrance Williams' jumper is no good. A rebound in the corner by Cole Cavett. 55-34 the score. We're going to get a whistle here. Another foul coming up on Poplar Bluff. And I was telling you that if it was possible, the Mules can maybe get it down to about 15 by the end of the quarter. I liked our chances a little bit better, but we're still sitting at 21.
Well, it'll be a comeback they'll talk about, Frank. We can do it. We just got a 20. That's no problem in one quarter.
Free throw is up and no good. You know, one thing about this ball game is free throws for Webb City, 6 of 13. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it's odd, a team that's this fundamentally sound and shoots the ball so well, not making their free throws. It's interesting.
Second one is up, and it's also no good. Look who got the rebound, Torrance Williams. This kid, he's got a lot of rebounds here tonight, 12 to be exact. 3-point basket is no good by Gavin Rivers. Well, we are 3 quarters down. We've got 1 more to go. We'll take a minute timeout and come right back. You're listening and watching Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. Well, the Mules are already out there, so I just wonder if we're about ready to get started. Maybe a little bit early tonight. What I ought to do is, there's a couple of kids over there. I may give them a couple of dollars and have them walk over there and kind of move that camera.
That's right. Yeah, I'll see that kid go and kick it every now and then.
That way I can say, Tim, for some reason, it's blurry again.
Yeah, somehow it keeps going out of whack.
I'll tell you what, we got some time here, and Josiah Kilgore tuning in. He says, let's go Mules. Glad to have him alongside here tonight. I'll tell you what, a lot of work goes into this streaming. I tell you, it's amazing. We get here. Tim and I usually are the first media people here, and we're usually the last ones to go home.
Yeah, that's no kidding. And anybody who hasn't seen what these guys do, it's a lot, and there's a lot of just the cables and wires and screens and monitors, and I don't even want to guess what the cost of all this stuff is to get it all hooked up and have it all hooked up correctly. It's not an easy thing for it to come through so smoothly and clearly.
Actually, it's turnover there by the Mule, or I should say by Webb City, rather. And Torrance Williams' shot is no good, but he does get his own missed shot. He goes back up, it's no good. Boy, the Mules right now just cannot buy a bucket at all. We've got some decent looks down there, just can't buy a bucket.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's bizarre. We just can't point-blank shots 3 or 4. We're getting some good rebounds. We just can't get the ball in the net.
So a foul going to be called on Darius Graham, by the way. That last whistle was on Poplar Bluff. 7:15 to go here in the ball game. The Mules right now down at 55-34. Alex Martin, what a move inside. He's got 13. Durden's shot is up and no good. So the Mules right now find themselves
From the Cardinals, number 20, Omari Jackson.
Omari Jackson's going to be called for the personal foul. That's just their second team foul this entire half. So Preston Moore going to inbound to Darius Graham. Graham misses that three-point basket for the Mules. Brendan Durden is back in. Nearly had a steal that time. And we're going to get a whistle here and a foul coming up on the Mules.
On the Mules, number 30, Brendan Durden.
So Brendan Durden's going to be called for the personal foul. That's 16 fouls now. It's going to put Webb City now in the bonus the next time around. Boy, I like this Durden kid. Even though we're down 57-34, still hustling, trying to make stops, trying to get the ball. You got to be impressed by that.
Yeah, I mean, now's the point in the game where kids can show the coach what they can do and what they're willing to do, even late when the game's out of hand.
Martin could not get that reverse layup to go down. Another big rebound by Williams. Darius Graham is going to go coast to coast. He's got 13 points. 57-36. There you go. They're going to say last touch by the Mules. We're going to see Gavin Rivers. We may have an official timeout here.
I think Darius has got a cramp, it looks like. The ref went to help him up, and he was like, man, I can't get up. I need a stretch. So Coach Duncan's
hard.
over there. Oh, Lord, yeah. I mean, if
hard.
you're ever going to cramp a leg on that last play, that would be the time.
So we're in the fourth quarter, 6:28 to go. Tomorrow, we are going to be live on the air with you at 2 p.m. If the score holds, we'll play for third place against Joplin at 2 p.m., which means we'll go on the air about 1:45 or so. The first game start at 11. We'll be here and everything set up.
Joplin's a good team if that's who we end up playing. If this game stays like it is, they won't be easy at all.
It's not going to be an easy third-place game.
No, it's not. On their home court. They've got the big kid, number 54.
You know, I'm almost thinking, and I hope it's just a cramp, but I don't know. I hope it is by Derek. He's going to get up. Yeah. He helped out. What concerns me was he wasn't able to bend that leg, and that's. I hope it was just a cramp. I won't speculate, but he is walking on his own power. Kid plays hard, John.
Oh, yeah,
every step of the way.
That on that particular play, he was flying through the air like an acrobat and just landed a little bit. I thought he just cramped it, but he may have twisted something a little bit too. But I don't think he's hurt.
I hope not. 6:28 to go here in the ball game. I know my son Chance is still up right now.
He's a gamer, that kid. Yeah,
the word is gamer.
Is that the deal? Well, I guess I take that back. Gamer, I guess, means different now for old people like me.
He plays this racing. I don't allow war games in the house. Yeah. That's been my policy from day one. I don't play many games myself. But he plays a racing game with his friends, and every time he wrecks the car, he says, "It's okay, Dad. The system will give me a new truck."
Right.
And I'm like, that doesn't work in the real world, son.
You got to pay that deductible in the real world.
What's going to happen in the real world is you're going to call me and I'm going to get mad.
Get a ticket.
Yeah. And then I'm going to call John Scott to get me out of that ticket.
That's right. I like the sound of this, Frankie. I think it's going in the right direction.
Yeah, I bet you do. Foul going to be called on Poplar Bluff, and that's going to be foul number 7 as a team. It'll be on Torrance Williams. Williams only has 4 points here in the ball game, John, but, man, he's got 14 rebounds so far. 2 of those are offensive rebounds.
Yeah, a lot of rebounds. He's had a decent game, but, he hasn't been able to buy a bucket.
Nope.
And I feel for him because putting a lot of work.
He really is.
A lot of shots.
I mean, the
How
scoring,
many shots does he have? Can you tell me that?
The scoring doesn't show it, but he's done a really good job. He is 2 of 9 so far tonight.
2 of 9. That doesn't seem as bad as I thought it was, number-wise. He's had a lot of good close looks. It's just sometimes you just have a night, and then it's contagious. You know, one guy can't get one to go down, the next guy, all of a sudden the team can't buy a bucket.
Long 2-pointer by Gavin Rivers is no good. Amari Jackson with the rebound.
But you know, Frankie, what you do is you get this out of your system, you take your beating, you shoot your bad shots, and you get a good night's sleep, and you come back and start anew tomorrow.
5:43 to go here in the ball game. Coming up on 10:45 here tonight.
Just getting prime time, clubbing time, Frank. We're going to go clubbing?
Clubbing.
We're going to go clubbing in Joplin.
Boy. I'm trying to.
I'm not sure the Joplin club scene.
I'm trying to remember the last time I was even. Oh, good move inside. Gavin Rivers has 8 points. I don't even know the last time I've been to a club.
I get one of those clubs that sandwiches.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe go to Subway or something.
AARP's a club, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm in.
I can't even.
You start getting ARP stuff, Frankie. You know life's getting a turn for you.
I might need to contact your wife and make sure you're safe to hang out with. Oh, good move again. And Gavin Rivers has 10 points that time. Good job. 60-40 now is the score.
Don't worry, Frankie. I saw a Waffle House close to the hotel, so we'll be okay.
I'm telling you, one of those things where I need to. I tell you what, if Gavin Rivers gets to steal. There you go. You got 12 points all of a sudden.
18 with 4:48, Frankie. They're going to talk about this comeback.
I think we're gonna have a pause in the action here. Timeout called, and we might do what's called clubbing tips presented by John Scott.
That's right. Well, I can't give most of those. This is a family show, but the number 1 tip would be don't go clubbing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're over the age of about 24, 25.
Yeah, my clubbing days are way behind me. I never even started clubbing, I don't think. I'm not sure what I would even do.
I see Keith Porter over there. He's hanging tough. And Lisa with a big yawn.
I tried to buy you a hot dog yesterday, and you refused.
Well,
that's just
it's like I said, Frankie, the way I tell whether I want a hot dog from a place that I have been before, if I remember the dog, I might get another dog. I did not remember this dog at all.
Oh, okay.
So, therefore, it was not remarkable to me. Now, I could remember one in a bad way. That happens sometimes. But if I just can't remember a dog, then I'm not going to waste the years off my life from eating too many hot dogs for that particular dog.
So, 4:48 to go here in the ball game. Mules are down by 18. Man, you got to like the way they are still holding on. I know it's a lopsided score, but the Mules have really come alive defensively. We're going to see Jackson Moore. He is in the ball game right now for Poplar Bluff.
What were we down at halftime, Frankie? 20?
20.
So we've played with them the second half.
We absolutely have.
It's unfortunate, but there's always teaching with these kids this age. It's always a teachable moment, and these kids can learn from this for sure. They didn't quit. They played with them the second half.
It's going to go off the knee of Isaiah Neville. Another turnover by Bluff, and now we're going to see Jack Scott into the ball game. He'll come in for Torrance Williams.
And they've got to learn that every single possession matters. Even when the wheels are coming off and the other team's raining threes on your head, every single possession matters. Every point you can scrape and get early in a game is going to come back to help you. And every point you give up early in a game is going to come back to haunt you. And I feel like sometimes when the wheels come off, we let up a little bit more than we should. We really got to buckle down because every single possession matters in every single game. And these kids will figure it out. It's still, early season still. We're going to have to get it together, though. We can't come out flat against teams that we're going to be playing coming down the stretch here in a little bit.
You're absolutely correct. Gavin Rivers, a dozen points here, leading the way for Poplar Bluff. We've got a jump ball. Should be a jump ball. And it's going to go to Webb City. So a turnover there on the Mules. Another turnover by Bluff. Hickman Roberson going to come in now for Isaiah Neville. Poplar Bluff now in the ball game. 19 turnovers. Very uncharacteristic.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we've had that many turnovers in a game.
It really is.
But now's the time of the game. 3:48 left. Coach can try some different combinations, see what some kids can do. Learn from it. It's game time. It's game speed against an unfamiliar opponent. Try some things out. Jackson Moore's getting some time in here. He always plays hard. Let's see something out of him,
I think the admin's leaving for Joplin, so that might mean that our games are over. We're going to see you later. Is that what that means?
If the Joplin admin are leaving, man, let's have a party here. Let's put that out on social media. Party at the Joplin High School Gymnasium. They won't invite us back next year, Frankie, which wouldn't be the end of the world.
No, I like Matt. He's a good guy. He's the AD over here. I like him.
And I do like it's actually, I had been to Joplin a couple of times in my life ever until last year. And, I like it over here. It's different. It's not that far away. It's a 4-hour drive, but it's a good 4-lane the whole way. I've done it twice this week, so it's not a terrible drive. And people are very nice here. And they like their basketball. Good basketball being played. An excellent high school, an excellent gymnasium.
It is. Keith misses the shot there. Gavin Rivers on the rebound, and he's going to go up and draw the foul. Thank you, Kelly. I know usually we're more serious about basketball, but 63-42. We've got to kind of, she says, thank you, John, and myself for the entertainment here tonight.
Well, hey, we got to do, I tell Frankie, I'm like, we got to talk about something. When things get bad, I would rather talk about something else. But there are some positives to this game, believe it or not. We're making our free throws. That's one thing.
What I want to know is we're going to take Tim when we get done with this ball game here tonight. We're going to take Tim with us, and what we're going to do is we're going to go down. We're going to go up to the local club, I guess, and we're going to see if you'll be my wingman, whatever that
it's means. It's going to be a rough deal, Frankie. We should live stream that. People would probably tune in for that.
Wow, big three-point basket.
That Duda,
he's something.
He's a Duda for sure. He made it. What is he? How many threes he got tonight?
Oh my
6?
Goodness, he's got a lot. Let me get this stat put in here.
He's just one of those players, man. He looks like a player, he acts like a player, and he is a player.
Yeah, Brendan Baron Duda. He is 4 out of 6 tonight.
His name is Baron
Duda.
Well, I don't know about that. 4 out of 6. I thought he was about 9 out of 10.
No, he's Torrance Williams going to come back in the ball game now.
Torrance had a good game. He can't get the points, but he's played hard. He's putting his game together. He's getting his confidence, and he's going to come together down the stretch. And this team can play some ball. It's different out here. It's just different
feel. I feel like we're sitting in a bowl.
Yeah, it's just you're not that far away, but you are. It's unfamiliar territory against unfamiliar teams. Play a different style of ball than we're used to playing.
I'm going to recommend to Kent Keith after this weekend is over, I'm going to recommend starting next Friday that maybe he puts us down by the scores table next to Kenny Hostler. We'll do our broadcast down there by the scores table.
Oh, I think so, Frankie.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Got to get down in there and get that limelight, right?
Jack Scott's going to get called for the foul there.
Well, he's got 5. He might as well use them.
Use some.
Well, it was fun watching these games tonight. I sat back there. Well, you came down there for a while. We sat right behind the bench.
Oh, I wasn't down there. That's a lie. False news.
It's very interesting to sit down there, and I haven't been that close to a bench in a long time, but to watch these players and coaches in these games. And I've watched a few where they won big and close games and lost some games, and it's interesting. It's a different perspective. You get older and life changes, and you watch some of this, and you kind of scratch your head and think, Lord. But there's been good ball, man, and those kids are big and strong and fast, and we're going to have our hands full tomorrow. It's going to be a tough game against Joplin. They got a couple of really good players, one big old kid.
They got
and they're going to want to win that.
Yeah, they got 6'5", 6'6", 6'7".
Home crowd. I was sitting by some Joplin guys over there. They were not so cordial with the referees as I am. And it was pretty funny because, man, I don't know how they were so invested in the game, but they sure were.
Joe Hendricks checks in the ball game for the first time. Duda, again, a three-point basket. This time he misses, but the offensive board is going to go the other direction. And here comes Torrance Williams again on the rebound.
He ought to just take it in and two-hand jam it for the fun of it.
Tomorrow, the Mules are going to play at 2 p.m., That means our pregame at 1:45. There you go. Tim will play for third place. I don't like talking about that early in the game. I want to give us a fighting chance here, but it does look like now that the Mules are going to definitely play coming up at 2 p.m. for third place. Torrance Williams now on the free throw line, and we'll see what he's able to do here.
One of my favorite things is Tony. He made the way he shoots. He's shooting a good. What would you say, Frank? 3 feet, 2 feet behind the line.
I would say at least 2 feet behind.
Now the only thing that matters is making the shot. So he made that one. I think he's shooting better free throws by shooting back, and sometimes that's the case. Big kid like that, big arms, big hands. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to shoot from further away, but you don't see that very often.
Second one is no good. Boy, look at Joe Hendricks there, number 21. I like that mullet on that kid.
Oh, that kid! I watched him in warm-ups earlier.
My goodness.
That dude was dunking. He was doing a slightly modified 360 dunk. Yeah, he's got a serious mullet, and
he really does.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind us saying that at all because he's put some thought into it.
He really has. Jackson Moore. I used to have now a couple years.
Don't tell me
ago,
you had a mullet, Frank.
No, I did have longer hair until my wife threatened to leave me. Boy, this Webb City team, they are just going to town.
Yeah, they got their
72-45.
They cleared their bench, and those guys are scoring on us.
Oh, Tim Simpson, it's almost past his bedtime. He's tuning in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. And it's nearly midnight where he is tonight, but still tuning in.
Oh,
John.
I bet the weather's nicer down there than it is here.
I don't know. It's 85 degrees up here. And the roar of the crowd, a three-point basket.
I think everybody on their team scored tonight.
Yep. And we're going to get a whistle here and a foul. The clock now is going to run. That mercy rule is in effect, 75 to 45.
Some nights when everybody's making everything, it's contagious as well, and all of a sudden everybody's making everything. That's what we're seeing tonight. Good riddance to this game. Frankie, I don't remember it. I've never been to Joplin. What are you talking about?
You've already forgotten
I've already forgotten this game. Flush that thing and go on.
Roberson gets a bucket that time. It's now 75-47, and this game will come to an end as the Mules right now are going to go down in defeat. 6-5 is our record for this season so far. We'll see if Coach Will Durden is going to come up. I don't know if he will or not. Francis Howell is going to play in the championship game tomorrow, but for Poplar Bluff, we're going to play coming up tomorrow evening, or tomorrow afternoon rather. We'll play that game at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon.
That'll be a good matchup tomorrow. I kind of think Francis Howell will win that game. I think Webb City used all of their good juju on this game tonight. Everything they threw up went in. Francis Howell is very well coached, first and foremost, and they have a couple of really good ballers on that team. That number 23, whatever his name is, he played every facet of the game, and he had a couple of dunks down there, catching it low, in traffic, people on him. So that'll be a great game to catch for people. Anybody wants to make the trip over tomorrow.
Absolutely.
See the Mules bounce back from this game and get a big win tomorrow and catch some good basketball. It's not a bad trip, and you can catch a little swimming on the way or on the way back over to Springfield.
Well, the Mules here tonight fall tonight. They are now 6-5 on the season. Coach Duncan is going to come up, and he'll join us, and we'll get his reaction, his thoughts coming up here on the ball game in general. And here is assistant coach here, Aaron Duncan. And coach, here tonight, Webb City, they are just a different animal. And you guys did everything you could, but Webb City, in the end, they were just they came out and they were ready to play tonight.
Well, I mean, you give up wide open 3-pointers in the first quarter, and we dig ourselves a hole. And it's hard to come back from a team like that because they're tough, they're strong, and they're disciplined, and they do all the little stuff. And so, if you're not ready and prepared, then it's going to be a long night.
It came down, in my mind, points off of turnovers. They had 29 points off of turnovers. Poplar Bluff had 15, but it seemed like in that first half, that's when the damage really got done. 22 points off of turnovers there in the first half, and that kind of dug us into a hole that we couldn't climb out of.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many threes they hit in the first quarter, but it was 4 or 5, and they shot 9 for 17 for the game. We're not closing out on shooters. We're not getting through screens. We're turning the ball over. It's a bad combination, so –
they were 4 out of 5 in the first quarter on three-pointers, and that really got their momentum really going.
Yeah, you dig a hole against a team like that, and it's going to be tough to come back from.
So tomorrow afternoon, I know it's a late night. You guys are going to get out of here in just a few moments. The Mules are going to take on Joplin. It doesn't get any easier over here for third place.
No, it doesn't. Both of those two teams that played before us, real physical, real strong. We got to work on our stuff and not worry about the other team right now. And we just got to get better. Got to get better every day. And so we got another month and a half to get it figured out.
What will you guys do between now and tomorrow afternoon to get ready for that 2:00 start against Joplin right here in this gym?
I just try to come back mentally prepared.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for the time. We'll let you get back to your team. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
All right, thanks a lot, Frank.
You betcha. Coach Aaron Duncan joining us live here this afternoon, or this evening, rather. It's been a long day. It is 11 o'clock now, and we're going to get you back to regular programming here in just a few moments. We'll wrap up the broadcast here tonight as Poplar Bluff falls here in this ball game, and the Mules will now take on Joplin tomorrow afternoon, beginning at 2 p.m. We'll go ahead now and say so long here from Joplin. We'll get you back to regular programming. Mules go down 75-47. You've been watching and listening to Mules basketball on the Southeast side.